Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, and things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional evening. Do the great thing, free things, like, share, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that. That's all I truly ask for. So, anyway, it's going to be real quick tonight. Hopefully, everybody's having a great night. I know you got your people that are still talking about what's happening with the v. Wade situation. I'm over it. If I swear to God, if I see another post about this next week, and I'm going to be like, what the hell? And I know a lot of people watching the BET Awards. So, if you're here tonight, I greatly appreciate it because I know you could be doing some other things. So let's get down to the brass tactics and whatnot. Everybody knows that I'm about the economics at the end of the day. Don't care who you vote for. Don't care if you don't vote. I'm all about the economics because my mantra is who you spend your money with, who you bank with, holds way more power than who you vote for. And I've came to this conclusion because I've seen various communities within the last 10 to 15 years and whatnot make money moves. And in certain instances, they couldn't speak the language, barely could speak the language, didn't even have a high school diploma, but they were able to have 10 to 15 people living up in a house, utilizing the equities from their houses, buying up businesses, utilizing business credit, utilizing equity from the business, and flip flopping it all over again in various different people's names. And now, hey, it's a beautiful thing. It's the American way. And a lot of people can do a lot of things within the system and without the system from a legal aspect when you put your heads together and when your family is on point and when your family actually wants to operate like a corporation and not just act like a regular basic leave it a beaver 1975 family. All right. So, anyways, uh, talking about how to ignite black wealth and whatnot. And to me, it's just very simple principles and whatnot. Whether you own a business, whether you work, if you're working for somebody and whatnot, you got to start with who are you spending your money with and who are you banking with. All right, first. And I got the links in the comment section so you can check them out, do your research. I'm not giving out financial advice. I'm just giving perspective. You got to do your own homework. We're all adults, and you have to go from there. Right. But here's a list of black-owned banks, black-owned businesses, and a black-owned crypto company and whatnot. All right. And the first thing I'll start off with, if you do not know the famous actor Hill Harper, he has started his own cryptocurrency company known as called the Black Wall Street. And obviously, it stemmed from the Tulsa, Oklahoma Black Wall Street that was burned down to the ground back in the early 1900s. And to me, I've been utilizing it because it actually went live a year ago and I've been utilizing it. And like anything else that's new, it has some kinks to be worked out and whatnot. But for the most part, because the only actual cryptocurrency that you can buy on the Black Wall Street app and whatnot, and even hey, I can show the app here right now and whatnot. Um, is that and you can download the app. I got the website in the comment section. You can go from there. But the beautiful thing about this is not only is it black owned and whatnot, it's actually efficient. And the only cryptocurrency you can actually buy is Bitcoin. You don't have those other altcoins that are out there that you can buy utilizing other people's platforms and things of that nature. So that is one way, and that's just showing a different category of hey, who you spend your money with. Once again, you can use so many different other platforms, but you utilize this platform, and hey, you're supporting a black-owned business and whatnot. So it's a beautiful thing. Hill Harper, real great guy. I just, matter of fact, just ended up finishing one of his books about his lifestyle and whatnot. I didn't even realize he was actually, he had a life-threatening illness at one time. So I'm just happy to see that he's doing more than just acting, and he has his own platform. So check out the Black Wall Street. It's within the comment section. It's the blackwallstreet.com, and obviously you can download the app. You can check it out. You can do that for free if you want to utilize money and utilizing. I always like to call voting with your dollars, not just voting with a ballot. Then there's an opportunity one right there. All right. Obviously, the next one you have when it boils down to the banks. You got One United Bank. I have a bank account with them. Um, you have Industrial Bank. They're a black-owned bank based out in Washington D.C. And obviously, you have Greenwood Bank. That's because that was a community, a thriving community of black-owned businesses and whatnot at one time. And you got Killer Mike involved with that platform. And that's just another thing to look into because once again, who you spend your money with, who you bank with, holds way more power than who you vote for. If you want to vote, cool. If you don't want to vote, I don't care. Life goes on. I don't debate politics. I debate check-ins and savings. All right. And then another great way to utilize your hard-earned dollars and whatnot within the African American community, check out We Buy Black. It is the smaller version of Amazon and whatnot, where not only is it black owned and it's based out of good old city of Atlanta and whatnot, which I had the opportunity to go down to the facility and whatnot and had like a little mini tour from the outside because obviously I wasn't allowed to go in there. But I've been buying various amount of products from that platform for the last 3 years now. And hey, if I'm not spending my money with a African American Black owned business from a physical standpoint, I can just always go online, spend a couple of dollars with We Buy Black. Get some toothpaste, get some mouthwash, get some clothing, get some bare necessities, laundry detergent, whatever have you. They even got those bundle packages where if you and I believe if it's like $40 to $46, and then they waive the shipping fee when it's a multitude of items that you can buy when We Buy Black. So it's just something else to look into. And this is how you ignite money, because you had, not only is it one company and whatnot, but you have a variety of vendors that actually pay a monthly fee, just like one would do if they were a vendor selling on the Amazon and whatnot. They do the same thing when We Buy Black. Even though I know We Buy Black is going through their transformation and whatnot, and they're trying to get their vendors list back up online and whatnot. But it's the same model that applies. It's just at a smaller level, smaller version or whatnot. So I like that. And say what you want about Atlanta. Like any other major city, it has its good stuff and bad stuff. But the stuff that I love about Atlanta area is that you have a sector of African Americans who are not only professionals, but you have a sector of them that are owning houses and owning businesses and employing people within their businesses, not just having just being a self-employed organization or whatnot, self-employed business. So a lot of love and respect in regards to that. So that's another thing to point out. Links are in the description and whatnot. And these things matter, because if you don't spend if you don't spend within your community and whatnot, it's like if you really want to, you quote Dr. Claude Anderson, it's like, soon in African American community, the dollar leaves as soon as it comes in somebody's pocket and whatnot. As soon as they get paid, it's going out the window and out the door, unlike it used to be back during our great grandparents and grandparents generation, because obviously, because of segregation, they had no choice. They had to spend within their own because of specific laws and whatnot. All right. Am I bashing any other culture? No. Do I hate other races? Absolutely not. I love for everybody. But just like any time of the month and whatnot, we have Asian Pacific Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, Black History Month. Everybody has their thing. You got St. Patrick's Day. Everybody has their thing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with enjoying and loving your culture, and love being a part of who you are. Embrace everybody. Hey, that's how I look at it for me at the end of the day. Because not only do I love my culture, but I can love and embrace other cultures at the same time. Hablo un español con mi gente para siempre. Tú sabes? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But anyways, and I wanted to really do this because I wanted to get people's attention away from the whole freaking Roe v. Wade thing, because in certain instances it's not even a issue. Clearly, for me, it's not. It's not my fight. It's not my issue. If that is your issue and it's something you're passionate about, good, go for it. I'm not going to argue. The best thing about getting older is I'm not going to argue over things that have nothing to do with checkings and savings. I have to constantly stress that to people on a regular basis, because I don't know if anybody, newsflash, life is too short. These last 2 years have taught me that, and I hope it's taught a lot more other people that, because it's just the God's honest truth. All right, be about your business. All right, because obviously you see with inflation on the rise, you see with gas prices on the rise, you see with rents going up, you see with real estate going up. Yeah, we're at the point where obviously the deck of cards is going to tumble and whatnot. Is going to get to the levels of 2007 and 8. I don't think so, but I know that for those of us that are about our business out here, we're making moves. We're not sitting on the sidelines being cheerleaders. All right, the cheerleaders are the ones that are just getting the players all amped up and whatnot. And I don't know about you all, but I want to be a player in the game of economics, in the game of capitalism. I don't want to just be a cheerleader, and I darn sure don't want to be a freaking pawn. You know what I mean? And not only do I worry about how I can increase my income, increase my savings, increase my economics and whatnot, but then I do the selfless thing in regards to, hey, how can I spend money and help others in regards to ensuring that their businesses grow all at the same time. It's like people spend money buying products in my business. So people give me, what is it? People give me cash apps and Venmos and PayPal donations and things of that nature. Money has to always be a freaking merry-go-round, regardless of the situation, regardless of who's sitting in the White House, the governor's house, and the mayor's house. I'm gonna say that every freaking broadcast, because the mindset of who you are and how you think matters as well, and how you implement things matters as well. It's the reason why a group of illegal immigrants can make some things happen in the United States of America, because it's all about mindset. Now, you could say that other things are involved. I could not agree with you more. But when you got the right mindset and you're determined to get something happening, a lot of times, a lot of forces and things and the laws of nature are not going to stop you. The laws of nature are not going to stop you. And Like I said, to me, it's very, very important to talk about these things. All right. And then another thing, when I had the pleasure of going down to Atlanta, Jay Morrison with the Tulsa Real Estate, I got to see where my money was going in regards to the investments. Not only have I gotten dividends from investing in the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, where basically it's like it's a fund where you invest in this specific fund, and then they take their money from all the investors and whatnot, and they buy up real estate, and then all obviously the profits that are made from that real estate, people get a dividend off, meaning they get a profit from their investment from the fund and whatnot. So shout out to Jay Morrison, Tulsa Real Estate, the Black House, the Legacy Center they got going on down there. I love it. It's all about economics. It's all about family. It's all about togetherness. You cannot lose that. All right, because that's one of the biggest problems with my generation, the millennial generation on down. A lot of times people have lost that sense of family, and I always implore people to not lose that sense of family, because you never know when a family member might be gone. Car accident, plane accident. I mean, hey, unfortunately there was some military personnel that died and were injured in San Diego the other day because they were testing out flight gear. Salute to them. All our military personnel. It's nothing to joke around with. Life is nothing to take for granted. One thing I learned from the pandemic is to not take any day for granted. Period. All right. And the beautiful thing is, when you think of Tulsa Real Estate Fund, when you think of the Black Wall Street and whatnot, when you think about, because those names mean a lot. Because if you don't know, obviously, 1921 race riots in Tulsa, Oklahoma, resulted in hundreds of African Americans being killed and dozens of properties being destroyed, and a thriving Black business district in the Greenwood neighborhood. All these names: Greenwood, Tulsa Real Estate, the Black Wall Street. You get where I'm going with this? You get where I'm going with this? And because the thing, even though 100 years later and whatnot, people have not only forgotten, but people are not just pouting and saying that was messed up, but people are actually building million to multi-billion-dollar corporations off of the names and saying, hey, not only will it be never again, but we're gonna show the world that we can work together and make money moves, regardless if we're Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, regardless if we're Democrat or Republican. We're going to make it happen. We're going to put all that pettiness to the side, because every other group in the world does that too. Okay, because honestly, if the world was really at war on a regular basis, nothing would get done. There would be no peace in the world. Why do you think there's not World War fives and sevens, sixes and sevens and whatnot? Because then nothing would ever get done. If you're constantly at war, you can never get anything done. Doesn't mean you got to drop your guard. No, but it does mean you got to be able to work with other people. I'm no fan of China whatsoever, but China had to get themselves out of the dark ages by saying, hey, we got to open our economy to the world. If not, we're going to remain one of the poorest countries in the world. At one time, 30, 40 years ago, China was one of the poorest countries in the freaking world because of the communist regime and because of them being shut off from the rest of the world. These things matter. All right. But anyways, digging into the history a little bit more, Built in Tulsa believes there's a program out there called Build in Tulsa, which believes in this possibility. It's a group that strives to ignite Black wealth creation to move Tulsa forward over the next 100 years. Build in Tulsa plans to focus on tech, businesses, and entrepreneurship to move Tulsa, Oklahoma forward through Black wealth creation. All right, I think it's a beautiful thing. Article stated that we want Tulsa to be the world's most Black entrepreneur-centric ecosystem, which is essentially what it was at the turn of the 20th century. The managing director of Build in Tulsa, Rudolph Wiggins, made that statement. The mission of Build in Tulsa is to create scalable tech-forward business and entrepreneurship ecosystem to catalyze the creation of generational Black wealth, according to its actual website, all at the same time. And I commend them what they're trying to do. So you see all these different forces, regardless of what the media may say. You see all these multiple forces that are doing great, positive things, but they're never really highlighted because, like I always say, positive things is not sexy in the media. Negative things keep you scared. Talk about somebody dying, talking about violence. That's what gets people's attentions. I get it. It's the same thing with the algorithms on freaking social media. You put something crazy out there, and that's going to get people's attentions. Is there anything right or wrong about that? No. It is what it is. But I think when people get to a certain age, they have a right to say, hey, I'm going to pay attention to this. I'm not going to pay attention to that. Everybody has to make the conscientious decision to say what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. It is what it is. All right. Now, We all know, and even according to the article, says the tech industry is the largest and fastest generator of wealth in history of this world. And Bill Tosa wants to focus on tech because we are multi-generational wealth creation. I could not agree with that statement more because you see, let's utilize Dallas and Austin, Texas, and whatnot. They're becoming and Atlanta, Georgia, too. Let's not forget that because Microsoft opened up a campus in Atlanta, Georgia. Even though the headquarters is in Seattle, they opened up a campus in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, you know, those three specific cities and the Raleigh Durham area are basically becoming are the tech hubs in the South and whatnot. And that's why I made that video. Gentrification is coming to the South. Those specific areas are being gentrified right now as we speak. And if you're not in those specific industries, you have a better chance of getting gentrified out of those areas. All right. I've already talked about many times, as the article came out last month, or I believe it was the beginning of this month, since June is almost over with, how most working people cannot afford to live in metro Atlanta. They have to move on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, because the cost of living has gone up so high. And it's basically gotten that way in Austin, Texas, and Dallas, Texas is right behind them, all right, because of the big tech movement. Even the mayor in Austin, Texas says we want Austin to become the next San Francisco, Texas, and whatnot. So obviously, obviously, cost of living wise, it'll be that way. It just won't be that way from a tax perspective, but it will be that way from a cost of living perspective. All right. There's already talks of homeless population increasing in Austin, Texas. People living in caravans and trailers and things of that nature. So it is what it is. It's all about money. It's like the song, old school hip hop song said, it's all about money, ain't a damn thing funny. You got to have a plan in the land of milk and honey. That is the God's honest freaking truth. You got to have a plan, and you got to be around people that are like minded and about to do about business. All right. I always say I don't do drama, I do business, and that's the kind of folks I roll with. I don't roll with anybody that's on the other nonsense or whatnot, because being basic in 2022 going into 2023 is the most dangerous thing and position you can be in. Period. Even the freaking person who's I always go back to the immigrants. Even the immigrant that knows that they're a waiter or a waitress or whatnot or a landscaper knows that they're not going to be able to do that forever. Knows that they got to have a plan and know that they got to figure out a way to move forward. They just know this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't escape it. It's just the God's honest truth. All that, absolutely not. But you got to play these things forward. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to play these things forward, and you can't put yourself in a position where you're going to be economically and vulnerably harmed, because it's becoming more and more easier for people to get put in that position nowadays. And God forbid, you come down with an illness, Lord forbid you come down, get put in a position to where you can't work anymore. Having savings, having freaking different asset class All right, sorry about that, family. I had some technical difficulties, so let me know if you're still with me. Appreciate that, Chris. But yeah, that's just at the end of the day, man. That's just the God's honest truth. It's a crazy world we live in, but it's all about who you investing your time in. It's not even just getting a career is a great thing. I'm not knocking that. Getting squared away in this life is a great thing. I'm not knocking that, but who you spend your money with, it's a serious thing. But a lot of people, a lot of times, they don't want to they don't want to go out of the way to do that, and they don't believe in that model. They just think if they vote Democrat and vote Republican and pay their taxes and have a job, they think everything's going to be okay. And to me, I always look at that as the 1985 way of doing business, and the world has changed so freaking much, but so many people don't want to acknowledge that the world we live in and whatnot. So, and let me know in the comment section if you guys think of any other specific black owned businesses, ways to create black generational wealth, outside of what I've covered here tonight and whatnot. Chris, if you want to add your 2 cents before I call it a night, I'd greatly appreciate it. But outside of that, I'll be getting ready to get up out of here because it is getting late. But yeah, it's just at the end of the day, it's all about the spread of love. And Chris is another one that's always been very supportive. So I thank him for that. Brother from another mother. Need good people like that in your life because it's hard to get with like-minded people like this nowadays. On some realness. So how goes it, sir?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
It's another beautiful day to be alive and well. How's the family?
Doing good. They're all sleeping peacefully. Well, I'm actually with just try to watch a little bit of this Puffy Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I watched a little bit of you talking about it's on the BET Awards, right?
Yeah, just coming on now, and I see. Well, I think it's he's. I don't know what the heck he got on. He's completely like covered up and everything, so you can't tell if it's him or whatever.
Yeah, nowadays it's I'll just leave it at that. I can't
Yeah,
even some days I can't even call it, so I just leave it at that.
that's definitely true.
So, any perspective on tonight's subject matter?
I mean, you nailed it on the head with a lot of things. We're just supporting just black businesses. I mean, prime example. Uh, you always been promoting your business every now and then on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and talking about it, promoting it on this channel too on YouTube. And usually, and I'll be honest, I don't buy I don't buy stuff like literally when I buy stuff for your from your business and everything like that.
Right.
Do I need to have it? No, but to support you, that's what matters the most. So
Exactly.
it doesn't even matter what it was. I'm or a job, so I ain't worried about buying no Nikes or Reebok or anything like that. Especially since I'm actually trying to come up with my own shoe line and stuff like that. Uh,
Exactly.
but because of the fact that you had it there and everything like that, and I need them anyway, I was gonna get that. I was actually looking for some watches if you had them, but waiting for your new line of watches coming out for that. But that's a whole nother story on that.
Exactly. And
But
that's what it's all about. It's all about just lending support and whatnot. It's like
and that's
whenever I see you post something from a business standpoint, I'm gonna at least share it.
yeah, and that's what matters. Like like the main thing is just getting your name, getting your business out there. You spread the word. You know what to say. If you build it, they will come. It's that same
Exactly.
scenario. Um, Another thing I wanted to bring up as well, like what ours, she posted on Facebook, and it wasn't even her. She actually shared it about a family member that was biracial,
Hmm.
and one side of the family member already have what I want to say their college education already paid for by the time they already like turned 15, 16 years old.
Right.
And what she specified on there is like, okay, how come as a black community to step up on that? So I was going through the comments, and the one thing that never brought nobody's attention was, okay, nobody brought up the mind of life insurance, and not just any life insurance, but more like permanent or whole term, not the temporary term one where you're like you fill out a policy, you
Hmm.
live out life like either 10, 15, or 30 years, and then once that ends, that's it. No, a whole insurance policies, the way that there's multiple policies on it. I'm just now digging into like which aspect that I want to like re-evaluate my money to go into. But
Right.
you could either have one like well, the main object is have money to pass down to your family or become your own bank. And
Bingo.
when I brought that up there, I also looked online and I still got the link on Facebook. I can paste it on your channel and stuff like that, or send it to you directly. You can just pass that as well for more promotion for your channel and stuff. But uh, at about the companies nationwide that were the top whole life insurance companies for 2022.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Yeah, definitely pass it out, man, because that's great information.
yeah, and it also breaks down the pros and the cons of it as well. So I know I put it on her page so she could see it and everything like that, and have people look at it because that is to me for everyday Joe with you and me, not like in this case musicians or NBA players, everything like that. That soon as you get to the pros, your money is set for generation. But just
Exactly.
for everyday Joes that's like trying to get to the next level and pass it on to your family. To me, that is by far probably the simplest way to go. And then if you do it, you could obviously it's one thing you don't want to do is let your policy lap.
Right.
But if you
Exactly.
continue going on for it, they have something called a cash value.
Hmm.
And what that is that basically you start becoming your own bank, similar to a 401k, but it's your own money.
Hmm.
And there was and I learned it from a YouTube channel that's actually he is actually all about insurance policies, period,
Right.
and stuff like
Got you.
that. I'll send you the link outside this so you can look at him as well because he has some good pointers. He said there's three ways you can take money out of your life insurance policy: the sad, the bad, and the good.
I like that. The sad, the bad, and the
I believe
good.
the sad way is if a family if you or your family member pass away, that's how you
Right.
get the money out.
Right.
The bad way is by withdrawal.
Right.
If you take out a withdrawal similar to a 401k, you don't get that money back. It's gone. Your money drops, and then whatever you try to add on to it is that's gone. It's gone.
Right. Right.
And then the good way, the smart way, is through a loan.
Right.
Now, obviously, people from the outside looking in, and also to a certain degree, us as well. When we get a loan for certain things, we got to pay that loan back to who we pay for.
Hmm.
But with your life insurance policy, if you take a loan out of the life insurance policy, it doesn't matter what the interest is. You pay that back. You're paying yourself back plus interest, plus dividends, whatever it may be. You're basically paying yourself that term over, but that money is yours. Not to
Exactly.
mention, you don't get hit with no taxes either.
Exactly. And that's a win-win situation to me.
Yeah, but that's how you start to really like become your own bank. And a lot of people, I mean, just even in our own Facebook network, don't fully understand that grasp for it. And especially if you're working at a company that I know when I work, the company I work for out term life insurance just by just working for them,
Exactly.
and it's like a $50,000 policy. I'm like, okay, good. If I die while I work for you guys, $50,000 will probably cover my funeral expenses and whatever else will go to the. But the minute I lose that job, if I either resign or they lay me off or get fired, well,
Right.
that policy's gone.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you want to get your own policy where if something does, you don't lose that opportunity for it. And what a whole life insurance that is very valuable that people don't understand that it's for life. It's not for your life, but you could pass it on to your family, to your children or your children and let that continue to grow as well. Or uh, there's a particular one that I have to look back into. Can combine life insurance policy. You set up in you. So let's say if I pass away and have their life insurance policy, I can have it in my will where it gets set up where it transfers my policy into theirs. So whatever cash value I have in that policy, outside of money that I probably will pass on to me and my wife, whatever like that, will get
Right.
transferred to the kids.
Exactly. It's
So and
a win-win situation.
that's how a lot of millionaires, a lot of people outside of black culture, black community make their money, and then they start buying up stuff. Then they
Exactly.
start developing businesses. They don't even they don't even like the business. If it makes them money, they got the money to hire the people in place to do it for them. Or they
You're
gotta just
right.
wake up, have a phone call, uh, responsible emails, and sit back and let the money come.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
I give you a great example. This just happened 2 weeks ago. One of my coworkers, this older white lady, she's actually from Wyoming, right?
okay.
Unfortunately, her husband passed away. Natural causes. Unfortunately had a heart attack.
Oh man.
$1 million life insurance policy.
Ooh.
So she, as of last week, as of Friday, she's left our job and she's going back home to Wyoming and she's going to she's bought a public storage facility.
Nice. And you know what's funny about it? And like we didn't think about stuff like that when we were younger. Something as simple as a storage unit can bring in money and stuff like that. I mean, heck, for the DMV area, just buying an empty car lot.
Right.
You can charge people $5 a day for people to park in there instead of trying to take the metro, try to park in the street where they got to pay a meter all the time. I mean, prime example. There's one in Eisenhower Avenue in Alexandria next to the U.S. Trademark Center,
You
Patent
know who
Trademark Office.
you know who owns half the parking lots in the DMV area?
No, I don't.
Ethiopians.
Makes sense.
But see,
I
the
didn't.
thing is, like, people don't realize this whole money game, business, investments, it's culture.
Yeah,
And if it's not, this information isn't passed down from generation to generation, then it's like you said, if our the generation before us, if they were talking to us like this, we would be in different positions today in life.
well, also another thing is that like a lot of like, for example, Ethiopians, especially in that area. I know Arlington, for example, is that's their area basically.
Yeah,
But they have. I don't want to use this term because I don't want to make it sound like terrorists or communist group or anything. But they have what you call sleeper cells, so to speak. They have the first people come over here, and they do their research.
right,
They know the first generation that comes here, they're not going to be as successful as the next generation. So what they do, they go there,
correct,
they come here, they do their research,
right,
and they send money and information over for the next generation to prepare themselves.
exactly,
And when they come over, the second generation come over here, they are a little more advanced than the first generation,
exactly,
and they're moving a little differently. But at the same time, their information, their experience, their resources is now going to the third generation. So by the time the
exactly,
third generation comes in, now they're like, okay, we're going to be able to buy property. Now we're going to be able to. We know what the laws are.
right,
We know because we are not natural born U.S. citizens
right,
that we can get certain grants that
exactly,
natural born citizens cannot have.
exactly,
So we know they know how to move the system.
exactly,
Now
because they
they have,
studied the system.
yeah, they study it, and there's a lot of, and to a certain degree, we are at a disadvantage most of the time. But if we do our research, but now here's the thing: my kids, they they don't know they don't know me when I used to work at U-Haul. They
Right.
don't know me when we used to work at Circuit City. They definitely don't know me when I used to work at McDonald's.
Yeah. And
Okay,
you going way back now.
or they don't know that I had to do manual labor, or even go to school
Right.
to get my education. They just know me that Daddy has an office.
Right.
Daddy knows things on the computer. Daddy types. Daddy sits down,
Mm-hmm.
has his water or soda, whatever.
Right.
He has headphones. that talk to people. That's all they know. So now my oldest, she has her tablet. I'm like, what are you doing? Like playing Minecraft. Well, Minecraft back in the day there's an old game called Doom. That was a computer game. The
Right.
graphics is very similar to Minecraft, except for one thing. She is creating her own games and don't even realize it.
Mm.
So what I'm trying to say is my girls don't know the hardship that I had to go through to get to where they at right now.
Right.
And my daughter don't know how far she really has, how advanced she is, because she's just having a good time.
Exactly.
And when she gets older, I'm gonna break all that stuff down to her, and she probably laugh in my face like, "That's it? I've been doing this for years, Dad. Watch this. Boom.
I believe it.
Here's money right here."
I believe it. Because
So
it's all about
it's
being ingrained, and it's all about being immersed in it. It's all about
yeah,
seeing,
eh,
it's like, and the thing is, the good thing is you're doing a great example by leading by example.
yeah.
Because a person I know, I won't give no more details than that, but he's always talking about his son, right? He's probably one of the most laziest parents I've ever seen in my life. So you'll appreciate this.
Hmm.
His nickname is Booger Boy because he picks his nose a lot. Yeah, it's a grown man we're talking about. Yeah, but anyways, so he tells me all the time his son is about 14 years old, right?
Hmm.
His son has all these entrepreneurial ideas, right?
Okay.
He craps on it every time because he, as a father, is very lazy.
Mm.
Matter of fact, he's so lazy. He's like, yeah, I'm glad my kids are going to be with my in-laws for the summer so I can catch a break. His words. Yes, so he
Mm.
can get more sleep on the weekend. Bear in mind,
Mm.
he has 3 kids, so you'll love this.
Okay.
So, and he hears me talk about, I'm passionate about business, investments, and all that great stuff. So he's like, Larry, man, I need you to talk to my son because he's got that quote unquote same mindset and whatnot. But I need somebody like you to help him harness it. I said, well, here's the thing, Booger Boy. The problem is he's your son and he lives in your house. He's going to mimic what you're doing, unfortunately. And if all he sees is when daddy comes home, daddy wants to sit on the computer and play video games and nothing else, and not make money off of playing video games, but just play video games and argue with people on the internet, that's what he's going to do. He's not going to mimic what I do because I'm not his father and I don't live in that house. Correct me if I'm
Now,
wrong, Chris.
now, you're definitely right on that, especially on that aspect. But I will say this to a certain degree. He's only 14,
Right,
so by the time he turns 16 and he gets his license,
right.
guarantee you, if that kid is still in the same area and you're not in California by then, he's gonna find you, and then
Got
you're
you.
going to really gonna realize, okay, he's serious about it. So, uh, my strong advice to you on this one, uh, don't draw the kid away.
Oh yeah, not at all. Not
Don't.
at all.
I mean, give him some pointers here and there, stuff like that. Just throw. See if he picks it up.
Got you.
See if he picks it up, and if he likes it, and if he emails you, somebody email like, hey, here's my email. Contact me if you have any questions.
Right.
He email you, give him throw a little some bait at him, give him a little advice here. He
Right.
takes it and he emails you back. Hey, I got this done. What else can I do? Now you're in the role of mentorship.
Mm.
And the one thing I learned in IT, especially the course that I've taken, uh, information is free, but also very valuable. And
True.
if you have information to send out there to somebody, it doesn't matter how they perceive it. If you send it out there, and let's say send out to 10 people, and one person responds back to you, your job is done. So even though Booger Boy, can't believe that's a nickname for real, but
Yep.
okay, say this. I know everybody knew. Everybody knew I was gonna kick my tail on this one. But you know how some people would pick at the burger and they go eat it afterwards. He ain't one of those guys.
Yeah,
Oh damn.
yeah. That's why I try to not sit in too much close proximity of him. I leave it
Yeah,
at that.
yeah. But like I said, throw that bait out to his son. He's 14. He'll see it. He'll take it as is. And if he doesn't respond back to you, let's say give it 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks tops.
Right.
He'll respond back to you. Then you know he wasn't ready then. But you never know. He might come back to you and say, "Hey, I wasn't ready at 14. I didn't fully understand it. I understand it now. What else can I do?" You might just tell him, "Hey, pick a book and read this," because it's the same scenario with a Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Mm.
You think about that.
So true.
So you might be the rich dad in his life. I mean, you don't realize, but uh, what you just said was the scenario of Rich Dad Poor Dad. You're technically, even though he ain't taking the mentorship yet, but you're basically gonna be his rich dad.
Got you.
So don't ever. So if you person that is considered lazy, but the next generation is hungry for that, don't push him to the side and say, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." Just hear him out and give him throw some bait. If he responds back to it, you got one.
When you're right, you're right on that one. And
Yeah.
it's like my heart goes out to him because it's like I hear the drive and ambition. The kid reminds me of myself at that age and whatnot.
Then
You
you
remember
go
back
for it.
then? Yeah, you remember when we would want to go for so many things and whatnot, but we didn't have the right mentorship at the time.
Exactly. We did. And the thing about it, what's funny is, and to a certain degree, I now get it now. I didn't understand it back then. One of my youth pastors, which he was a, and usually the church I went to is mostly predominantly white, but
Right.
he was a black man track star from DC. He had
Hmm.
business. It's now just hit me. He actually did try to reach out to me. But the problem is that I was too young, too naive, and I was literally my mindset was stuck in Woodbridge. Once I got away from Woodbridge, and I ain't talking about moving out here to Texas, but like going to Norfolk for about 2 years
Right.
from college, uh, start traveling on my own to go back home to New York, start seeing things, then moving out here to Texas, and now realize like, hey, he was giving me pointers all this time now. He was telling me, okay, these people you need to avoid. This is what you need to read. He's the one that gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad. I still got that book in my office right now. It's
Oh,
all
really?
it's all tattered, ripped up. I got to get a new one, but I still kept that book uh, as a reminder that hey, somebody did throw me an olive branch, and I didn't fully grasp it.
Mm.
Now I do grasp it, and I'm gonna be successful no matter what. But the next time I go to Virginia and I see him, I'm definitely going to whatever food place to get some food at, I'm gonna at least return the favor and pay for him. And like,
Right.
hey,
Right.
you told me this years ago. This is a token of appreciation to you because now I get it. So,
Exactly.
so with that kid, just do the same thing. And if he, it might be another 20 years from now, but once he gets it, it's gonna make you appreciate what you did also because you did reach out.
When you're right on that one, Chris.
Hmm.
I cannot disagree with that at the end of the day because that's probably one of the biggest, saddest tragedies that happens in so many kids' lives nowadays. And I commend the organizations that are doing their darndest to uplift kids' ambitions, uplift them, and get ensure them. Kind of like that guy Derek Grace, do the Unlearn program
Yeah.
of what the school system's doing because there's going to be so much more tragedy in so many different areas of the next generations coming up because so many parents are either lackadaisical and they can't say that they don't know because we live in an age of information, but they just don't want to take the extra time and effort to train the kids to operate not only within the system but outside of the system all at the same time you
Yeah,
know
and I got to give my hats up to the African American Chambers of Commerce in San Antonio, which I'm now a proud member of.
No,
Uh,
congratulations.
they do what they can to reach out, especially this day and time, especially in Texas, everything like that. So with the gun laws and now Roe versus Wade situation, everything, so they're doing
Right.
everything to reach out, at least give us the viable knowledge we need to continue on with our stuff. So I got to give them respect for that. Also, one of my friends. she ironically, uh, she being pushed towards council, being like a
Mm,
councilwoman and stuff in San Antonio, and a lot of people would actually uh, rooting her on and everything like that. Now, what you're telling me, I'm like, oh, they're training you to become a politician.
I can believe that.
I just said one thing. I'm like, hey, if our beliefs are on the same page, I'll support you. The minute you
Right.
don't, I'm the guy to he'll let you
Yeah,
know what's
yeah,
going
because
on.
you already know, because you know how dirty politics is, anyways, regardless of what state you're in. So,
Oh yeah, no, exactly. So I told her, hey, you start being corrupted, I'm gonna check you, and you know that. So if that's what you're gonna roll for, roll with it. But I will check you if you ask for it. So it's a lot of
exactly.
things going on down here that I'm actually being around. I'm seeing now, and it's making it's all starting to come together. It's all starting to come together.
That's good.
I got not a movie production company, but a photography company that's reaching out to me. I got a kid that I'm trying to reach out to him because he made a video game app
Got you.
for Android and for iPhones, and
Oh,
he's
nice.
trying and he needs funding. And I'm telling him, man, talk to me. I'll promote your stuff to get you the proper funding you need within our community instead of trying to go to Japan and get it done. Which,
Right.
granted, Japan is a great place to go take a look at or anything like that. But if we want to stick with their own community, I can put people in right places for you.
Exactly. Because
So
you know Isaac Hayes' son that has that new app called Fanbase, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because you know he had to go to India to get his stuff developed.
yeah.
You
And
know.
so the kid developed most of the stuff anyway. So I'm like, all right, man. Well, I'm like trying to convince him, hey, let me work with you
Right.
on this so I can get you the right people, at least get you point in the right direction to get the resources, get the right people to invest in you that have your interest instead of you selling
Exactly.
it right to the game and they come back with billions of dollars and you get scraps.
Basically, 'cause that's how it always ends up going. Ask the
So,
guy that created the Super Soaker, but
oh
yeah,
my
just
goodness,
yeah,
oh
that
my
yeah,
goodness.
you know, yeah, it's like definitely needs to get with the right people, and that's why I'm glad to be a part of EY University because because of that I've met so many more people that are like minded. Because that's between them and Fatherhood University and the Black Business School. I love it. So that's why
Hmm.
we're going back to Atlanta in August for the Invest Fest and whatnot. So that's what it's all about, man. Reach one, teach one, and
Exactly,
getting people to the right people. Because at the end of the day, there's so much great things happening all over this country, all over this world, but it's just all about getting access to the right people.
exactly. It,
So
it really is getting extra right people, and sometimes just also the right people. If they see the goodness of your heart and everything, like tell you, okay, hey, I'll help you. It might cost you, but I will help you. And if you know how to get the resource to get that payment for them, they put right perspective. I mean, Dave Masterpiece said it best that he had to come up with like 20,000 to go have a 30-minute conversation with Michael Jackson's lawyer.
yep, and
Well, look what,
and look where he's at now, right?
yeah.
But the thing, and that's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because at the end of the day, you get what you pay for in this life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure you heard because I made a video about this yesterday about people complaining in the Marcy projects about Jay-Z's Bitcoin Academy and whatnot. And I'm just like, you're getting free information. But I unfortunately I know this. A lot of people that you got a lot of great talent that has come out of the projects. I got friends and family that have come out of the hood, but then you got out of the quote unquote projects. But you have a lot of people with I call it a project mindset to where they think everything one should be given to them for free because they barely have to pay any rent or pay no rent at all, or they just think that they should
Mm,
be just getting cash rewards instead of getting information because they
mm,
said and quote unquote no quote from the members of Marcy Projects, I'm barely getting by now. Why would I want to invest my money in anything?
mm. You, whew, this hits home for me, especially from the South Bronx. That hits home hard
Yes.
because I just had that conversation with a member about that. Exactly about that in the project, and I'm trying to let them know. Listen, uh, I helped him out with his clothing line
Right.
because he had He had this one guy printing out for him. He had a printing press. I'm like,
Right.
all right, cool. Let's do it this way. My store up and running right now. You could promote your. I will help create the clothes for you. Or
Right.
you're giving the designs. I'll create it for you. I'll put it in the store for you in his own section. So all you have to do, so you don't have no physical inventory. I'll put line name on the tag itself. So when look at the tag, it don't say Hanes, your Fruit of the Loom. It says your clothing line right on it.
Right.
And I told you, whatever the price is sold for, you will get the profit of it. The profit will go. I will transfer from my PayPal account to your PayPal account, profit wise. What you need to do is get legit.
Mm.
Get your paper. And I think store the way I have it set up is like for Shopify like 30 a month.
Right. Yeah, it's
I
cheap.
told them you got to come up a way to make at least $30 a month store up and running. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And I looked at and I showed them the numbers. I showed the numbers like you're bringing in at least on a monthly basis at least $100 a month.
Right.
Now it may not be much to you, but for you start on your own stuff, dollars a month, get your own. I already showed you stuff done, and we can probably bring in more profit that way too. He ain't done it yet. He expects me to do him. Listen, I did most of the stuff for you already. All you got to do is get your store. I will transfer all the stuff to you.
How, how
That's it.
how long ago was this conversation that you guys had? How long has it been?
Uh, 3 weeks. We had the conversation
Okay.
3 weeks ago,
Okay.
and I
If you was about to say a year, I was just gonna be like, oh my
no,
God.
no. Mm.
Okay.
And I talked to my aunt, his mom, and everything like that. And the stuff that she was telling me, I'm like, okay, well, since he don't have this done, he don't have that done, I'm about to shut his line down because if you don't get this done, it's going to cause a lawsuit, and I'm gonna lose my stuff.
Exactly.
And my plan is literally was to get my store, which is I'm going to give it to my brother because he finally got his act together, and he's passionate about those too.
Got you.
So I'm gonna give it to him. Like, hey, you got this ready to go. Get your shirt, get your sweatpants, rock it around town, and give them a business card that has a QR code on it, so they can scan it from their phone and go directly there.
Boom.
I'm gonna give him to him. Here you go. This is your welcome home present, so to speak.
There it is.
So that's my plan because, like I said, me marketing the way I'm doing things, it's like you have things going on, but you don't have time to put your focus on everything.
Right.
So I like that's why I'm giving this to my brother. I don't have time to focus like I want to because my clothing line that. And by the way, I'm actually about to lose a little bit of weight. These Texas pounds got to come off. But and I'm going back to Houston this weekend too. My goodness. But I'm actually
Yeah, that
ready to
good
go.
eating down there, man. I tell you every time.
Yeah, but I'm about to actually shoot a commercial for my clothing line too.
No, very nice.
So I'm
That's
about
what
to
I'm
get that
talking
all
about.
set up. Very, very. The way I got it written down so far is very motivational. But
Okay.
get that all set up. But I'm giving it to my brother. Like this is for you.
Right.
Here's my gift for you. I can't put my time into it, but all I want in return is literally like the total gross amount. You just give me 10% of it. Because I
Got you.
because I promise them the way you got to line up everything like that, you could guarantee get $1,000 a month off alone if you put your whole entire focus on it.
Exactly.
1,000 a month on that. You just give me 10%. That's just a token of your appreciation for that. 10% of that. Give me 100 a month. You get it. You keep 900, and if it
Oh,
goes up, 10% of whatever that is.
exactly. It's all about
So
wanting to do the work. That's the thing.
yeah.
Because it
So
ain't gonna fall out of the sky, but most people don't realize that.
no, it's not.
You know,
I'll
that's
put people in place
just
for her. I will put. You know me. You know me. I'm probably maybe outside of yourself. I'm probably one of the most unselfish person you may ever know.
right.
And
Absolutely.
you know that like if I had a if shoot, There's sometimes I didn't have $1. You'll still get 50 cents of that.
Absolutely, man. Let's just call it
So
what it is.
yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. At the end of the day, man, that's what it
Hmm.
is, man. Like I said, just keep doing what you're doing. If you want to put your link in the chat so I can display it, let everybody know what your business is all about.
There you go. Like I told LJ before, I have my own clothing line, everything like that. But I'm gonna just hold it off. I'm not gonna post that yet because I have the commercial set up for that. When I do, you'll see all that stuff marketing through Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine. But my passion is really helping out other people, and my company is called Reaching Out Consultants. My goal is for small, medium, large businesses, doesn't matter what industry it is. I do what I can to bring you more customers and more money to your bottom dollar. That is my only goal for you. And the way I have it set up, it will be very simple, and also it will be very convenient for your pockets. They can be paying like $15,000 a certain job. I will do what I can to make sure it's reasonable for you guys to get you more of your bottom dollars.
And trust me when I say this family, Chris is a genuine person. He's all about his business, and he's always fair when it boils down to it. All right.
Hmm.
So greatly appreciate that, sir. I hope you have a great time and have a great time in Houston. I know the fireworks are going to be crazy down there. Good old Fourth of
Man,
July weekend.
I'm gonna be inside. It's gonna be humid out there. I was last time you saw me last weekend. I was inside the house. I was sweating. Nah, I'm buying myself a bunch of ice packs. I'm packing myself in the car with ice packs. I'm chilling.
Man, you getting soft, man. You're supposed to be a Texan now. You can take any kind of heat.
Shit. There's a
No, I'm not
difference.
gonna. I'm
There's
not
a
gonna lie. When I
difference.
came down there last summer, I knew I lost some weight because I sweated so much it wasn't even
There's a
funny.
difference between San Antonio and Houston. The humidity is a big difference. Okay. Mm-mm. I don't want that.
And Chris is like, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm
Mm-mm.
not mad at you, man. But have a good night, man, and have a great week and safe trip to good old Houston, Texas. Like I said, I'll be down there on the 13th. So
Man, we got to link up again one time whenever you get a chance, brother.
absolutely, man, absolutely. So definitely looking forward to that. All right.
All right, brother. You stay up, okay?
You. Oh yeah. Before I go, man, you don't forget. I want you there for my 40th birthday, man, in
I'm
January.
good. That's going to be very tough. And the reason why it's that is because I actually have to. I have to fly to Vegas in October for my grandparents and stuff like that. A lot of after speaking with him on his birthday a few weeks ago,
Right.
uh, it didn't sound good. So,
Got you. I got you.
I'm taking the family out there in October because they never seen my youngest already. They haven't
Right.
seen
That
her
makes
yet,
sense.
so
That makes
make sure
sense.
they see her, and then we could. And problem flying somewhere by myself, but would I have a family and my family there too? I want to bring my family with me, so I will
Got you.
try to get out
Right.
there for January. I can't guarantee, especially what's going on, but if make it happen, and especially uh, the whole ITG Tech thing, the whole they're now sending us money back.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah, they said they're sending money based on our credits, and I have an also associate and bachelor degree, so I might get some extra pocket change for it. So
Okay.
we might. I'll let you know behind the scenes what might come in tune with that. But if we can make it
Got you.
happen, I will try my best to be out there in January.
Okay. Sounds like a plan, sir. All
All
right.
right, brother.
Have a great night, and thanks again for the always the support, man. It's really greatly appreciated.
Always, man. Anytime, brother.
All right. Well, like they say down in Texas, everything's chicken but the bone because I'm at home. Take it
Yeah.
easy.
All right, bro.
All right, family. On that note, I am out. Definitely going to continuously um, broadcast more and more and more and more because there's a message that needs to get out here, and that's what I'm all about. I'm putting this music on because it's time for us to get ready and not just talk, but implement. Implement your strategies for your businesses like me and Chris. Implement your strategies on how you're going to raise your families. Implement your strategies on how you're going to be great in your career. Implement your strategies on how you're going to be the best investor you can be, business owner you can be. And last but not least, implement the strategies on how you're going to support Black-owned businesses on all levels. HBCUs, banks, who you spend your money with, who you bank with, holds way more power than who you vote for. I don't implementing these things because it matters, regardless of what anybody says. All right. And on that note, family, I'm out.
Mike, now.